With Didier Auriol leading the championship, was he already thinking of a title? Perhaps 1994 was going to be his year.
No, absolutely no. Because, okay, there's still 3 races and I think can happen everything. So the thing is I just only try to win. So not more pressure, absolutely. I don't, never in my head I think to win the World Championship. So just try to win a rally.
Let's say it's pleasure to drive here once a year because you have all the other rallies around, and then when the 1,000 Lakes comes you have a possibility to stay at home, you know, a little bit more, and 3 weeks in Finland at least, and you have all your friends and fans to looking. Is okay, 1,000 Lakes for sure, it's fast and difficult rally, so it brings you some extra pressure of course, but at the moment I feel fine.
You are starting with number 1, you are first on the road. Does it mean here anything?
No, it all depends about the conditions. Let's say that when it has been dry, you know, you have the dust and the gravel on the top, so it can be a little slippier in places. But normally when it's raining or the road is damp, number 1 is the best in Finland, because then you can break the road yourself and the grip is the best.
How about the tactics for the 1,000 Lakes? Can it be anything else than flat out from the beginning?
Not in this one, no, because this one it's so fast straight from the beginning that you have to really start with maximum straight from the first stage. You have no time to think about or wait anything.
Toyota is very close to the manufacturer's title. How important is that compared to the driver's title?
That is the most important thing, of course. That's what we are trying to do, and also we are quite close to the driver's title, so that we will see afterwards. But the main target for us is, of course, the manufacturer's title.
I will try my best. Maybe I was not here for the last 2 years, so it takes a little bit of time to go back in the feeling of the rally. But probably it's a good chance for me to come back here and try to do it again.
Juha Kankkunen looked the favourite on the opening day, the Toyota Quick, and the local man knowing the stages well. And then this happened. In a stage that passes near the back of his house, Kankkunen rolled the Toyota and very badly damaged the car. It was able to continue, but he lost an awful lot of time. He did, though, make many new friends as they all helped him to push the car back onto the stage. Into the lead then came Carlos Sainz, eager to make up for his New Zealand disappointment, where he went out early on the opening day. And Juha Kankkunen was able to battle his way through the stage, despite the Toyota falling apart around him. He remained popular with the spectators, though. They cheered him to the echo as he battled his way through a dust cloud. And also out of the rally was Ari Vatanen. His escort had gone off and lost a wheel. Co-driver Fabrizio Pons being expected to perform above and beyond the call of duty. At service, a lot of attention surrounded Kankkunen's very badly damaged Toyota. But the question remained, why had he gone off?
Why?
Too wide.
Too fast and too wide, maybe.
Then after that, you had misfire.
No, the alternator, we ran out of electricity because the alternator belt jumped off. And you know, there was service was not allowed between the stages, so we couldn't do anything there because we didn't have any tools to fix it, but we fixed it on the stage and then we came here.
The high-tech methods of rebuilding Kankkunen's Toyota continued, but now Didier Auriol was left to uphold Toyota's fortunes. He was the leading Toyota driver as the rally moved on. François Delacour was back in the World Rally Championship despite not being fully fit after that horrendous road accident at the start of the year. It was good to see the French driver returning to the series that many people thought he would have won had he been able to do a full year. It wasn't quite on the pace of Auriol, for example, but certainly it was good to see him back. Tommi Mäkinen had been driving in Britain in the Nissan Formula 2 car, but here he was replacing Mika Biasion for the 1,000 Lakes Rally. He led briefly on day 1, he then lost the lead to Auriol, but on day 2 he retook the lead and was never headed. Also Ford-mounted, as ever, was Bruno Thierry. He was quick, but like Ari Vatanen, would retire after an accident. The Escort looking extremely second-hand. It was Thierry's only major mistake of the season, and it cost him a chance of a good finish here in Finland. Kankkunen was very disappointed after that accident. He dropped to 76th out of the 77 starters. A real charge was on the cards now. His local knowledge coming into play, and the Toyota was being driven on the limit. The worry was, with all that time lost, surely a win was out of the question. At the front of the field, Tommi Mäkinen was dominating the Thousand Lakes Rally. Driving a four-wheel drive Escort Cosworth for the first time obviously proved to be no handicap. The young Finn easily able to switch himself from Formula 2 Nissans to four-wheel drive Group A Escorts. Didier Auriol was charging in pursuit. He was driving flat out and obviously had nothing in reserve. And seemingly he had nothing to offer Mäkinen by way of a challenge. The Toyota driver would have to settle for second, it seemed. Marcus Gronholm was going well. He was up to 5th place until he went off. From this angle, it didn't look too bad. The spectators were able to help him back on the road, and Gronholm would continue to an eventual 5th place, despite trailing tape. But viewed from another angle, and crowd safety once again reared its head. In replay, you can see how close the crowd came to disaster. Thankfully, they were all unhurt, so too was Gronholm. Tommi Mäkinen then would win the Thousand Lakes Rally in dominant fashion. A real contrast, the four-wheel drive car compared to the front-wheel drive Nissan, but it was no handicap to the Finn. He hung on and took victory from this man, Didier Auriol, who despite this brief off was able to hang on to that second place, and with it, kept his lead in the championship. With 2 rounds to go after Finland, it looked as though the '94 crown would be Auriol's. Carlos Sainz would take 3rd place with the Subaru Impreza. He'd been quick, but not all that spectacular here. 3rd place was enough to keep him in the hunt in the championship, although he was alarmed that Auriol was pulling a little further away. And Francois Delacour, despite not being 100% fit and limping as soon as he got out of the car, took a fine 4th place. The Ford team had already announced their withdrawal from top-line rallying from 1994 onwards, so Delacour, like all the other Ford drivers, was scratching his head wondering where to go for 95. Marcus Gronholm proved his capability by taking 5th place despite his earlier excursion. The Toyota team were pleased with his result, whereas Kankkunen had disappointed. 6th in the venerable Mitsubishi Galant VR4 came the experienced Lassi Lampi. He was no match for the quicker cars, but was delighted to be in the top 6, while Kankkunen eventually fought his way up into 9th place. Not bad considering he was 76th after that accident. Gregoire Demavius won Formula 2, the Belgian driver now far happier with the Opel Astra than he was at the start of the season, while 2nd place went to Alistair McRae, driving the Nissan that Tommi Mäkinen had been seen driving in Britain. But Mäkinen was a delighted winner. His first and only appearance of 1994 for the Ford team had ended in a splendid result. Didier Auriol took 2nd for Toyota, just 22 seconds back, with Sainz in 3rd ahead of Delacour and Marcus Gronholm. Thomas Radstrom's Toyota was 7th ahead of Jarmo Kittiletto, who won Group N. Juha Kankkunen was a disappointed 9th. There were 2 rounds to go in the World Rally Championship, and it was Didier Auriol who led. Sainz was 2nd, Kankkunen was down in 3rd. The championship was set to go down to the wire.